All right, so we have completed a review of the principles of design, and the next step is to design your item of clothing. You can Google ideas, that's fine, so my choice is this kind of sweatshirt dress kind of thing. If you are doing a dress, make sure that it's not strapless. I mean, it can be, but basically you're looking for things with larger surface areas so that you can have more opportunity for doing designs. If you're doing like a shirt and pants, that's fine. Again, maybe long sleeve would be better, but you are going to be doing the front and the back. Okay, and you can do this in your sketchbook. And again, don't make it too small. Now this is the size we're working on. This is a piece of tracing paper. So once you come up with your design, your front and your back, you're going to be putting it on your tracing paper. So this is my design, my front and my back, and I've labeled it and the scale that I'm using. Okay, so next step is you're going to get a piece of foam, all right? And you're going to be reversing this, so flipping it over. And you notice that I actually wrote the words front and back on it. Okay, I'm actually going to be tracing that onto my plate as well, so that when I print this, the words are going to be printing too. Now I've already done a quick, I'm working on doing some examples, so I'm not going to do this on this particular one. I'm just going to show you what we're going to do. But then you're going to get like maybe a dull pencil or a color pencil, some tape the corners to hold it in place. And you're going to be tracing this really hard, pressing down on all of the lines to transfer this image onto your foam. And you can continue to kind of lift it up to look underneath it to see, make sure you have all the lines. Again, as you're doing your designs, make sure you incorporate folds, other like little things. Don't just do a simple outline, because that's kind of boring, and I don't know where I'm going blurry here. There you go. But anyway, so don't do just a simple outline, all right? Add some detail, pockets, folds, that kind of thing. All right, so this is my plate. It's hard to see, but I've printed it a couple times. That's why you can kind of see the outline. And you notice that it's backwards, right? Well, that's the way because I flipped it around like that, and then I retraced it, so now it's like that. The reason why, again, I'm doing it like that is when I print it, it will print the correct way so that you have front and back on it. So this is an example of one of the principles of unity. I used black acrylic paint. You can use whatever color you want to use, but I'm going to do a quick demo on how to do that. Here's my example of pattern, and you're going to see how like one is lighter, one's a little bit darker in terms of the print, but you'll see how the outline is actually in white, and then I took a Sharpie and outlined it again just to kind of just give it a little bit more detail. All right, so this is pattern, and I did like this little line here because I wanted to have a place to write down whatever principle it is, and so I kind of created another little motif over here as part of my print. On your plate, you can add more details on the back. You can even do like a little logo, but again, do it on your tracing paper first. Okay, so make your logo on the tracing paper, and then when you flip it and trace it, it's going to be correct when it's printed, so it'll print correctly and you'll see it. So that's the beauty of printmaking, all right? And it makes it so much faster. All right, I'm going to do a quick demo of how to print. I'm not going to use this one because that's just my extra. I'm going to move this over here. Here's my piece of wax paper, and here's a little bit of black paint. I'm going to use this brayer right here to roll out the black paint, and I'm just going to kind of move it around until my brayer is kind of covered. What I don't want is it to be gloppy, okay, because if it's gloppy, it's going to get on my plate and it's going to make a mess when I print it. All right, so, and you notice I did not use a whole lot of paint either. It's like a quarter size amount of paint. All right, next I'm going to take my plate and go over those areas that I'm going to print, and you can go any way you want to. All right, so I'm going to go over those areas that I want to print. And just kind of move it around, move the paint around. And if you want to add a little bit more paint, you can. I don't necessarily know if I need to. You're going to get some areas that are kind of shadowing like that, but I kind of like that when you print it. It almost looks like a blueprint of sorts. All right, so next thing I'm going to do is take my paper, drawing paper, oops. And you do have to work pretty quickly because the paint will dry quickly. I'm misting it. That's very important. Don't forget to mist. I'm going to take my plate, register it, which means just basically center it over my paper. Okay, and then I'm going to take a brayer without paint and then press the plate, this is called a plate, onto my paper. Now we'll see, I may not have worked fast enough with this. Again, you can use any color paint you want to, especially if you're thinking about your possibly the background of your principal. So, all right, and so there we go. So there's my print. All right, and now I can make my patterns or whatever on top of that, whatever I'm doing. I used markers, I used sharpies. You can use watercolors. You can even use more acrylic paint if you want to. Anyway, it creates a neat little thing. But the cool thing is you can work really quickly on that. And then now you have your background to go with. So again, you can use different colors. Like say you want your base color to be blue. Well, print it in blue acrylic. Say you want it to be red. Well, print it in red acrylic. It's going to print kind of faded like this. And that is okay. And just kind of experiment with it. But again, the whole trick is to not put a lot of paint on your wax paper, to make sure it's not gloppy on your brayer. All right. Don't forget to mist your paper with a mister. Okay. Okay. Carefully register, hold it in place. Use a clean brayer to roll it, and then you get your print. And have fun.